Okay, so I just did like a practice run. The first time I've ever vlogged or anything on YouTube. I'll be seeing how this goes, as it were, and then I'll be, I might like vlog every so often or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, hello, how are you all? Obviously a lot of people will be seeing this that I know on Facebook and that. Everyone else, uh, you know, hi and all. What I'm going to talk about is something rather personal. A lot of people deal with it. And yeah, it's a little bit about awareness, I suppose. I will say now to those who view this, if they do not know me, yes, I'm a mum. Yes, I'm happily engaged, thank you very much. And yeah, how about I just go from there, I suppose. Sorry if I stutter. I think I know it's hard to understand me at times. It's part of just who I am, I suppose. Right. So here's the thing. When I was 19, I was pregnant. From I think it was about halfway through my pregnancy, the social workers spoke to me about if I was aware of a condition I could have. And we talked about it, and this is pretty much just, I know a lot of people out there, they're not stupid, but naive. Okay, put it that way, naive. And they seem to think that people who has learning disabilities or mental health conditions, they think they're idiots or whatever, but you know what, it's not true. I am quite happily telling everyone. I don't care who sees this, to be honest. It's been my decision. Everyone will find out anyway. I'm sick and tired of having to constantly explain it to someone, you know. So, yeah. So growing up, this is where I'm going to start from actually. Growing up, I was told I was epileptic. Okay, and for those who don't know, that means seizures, petit mals, etc. And I went throughout primary school, knowing about my epilepsy, knowing about my learning difficulties. Try saying that when you've got a bit of a problem talking, eh? And yes, I got bullied. Yeah, and that's something I don't condone. I got bullied for a few things. The way I spoke, my name, you know, for some reason that's funny. It's not. You know, people just thought they could do that. And unfortunately, a lot of the time the teachers didn't do anything. So, yeah, that'll be coming out as well if I vlog a little bit more. So, growing up, I got bullied, as I said, and from then on, I kind of just put myself in like a bubble, I suppose you would call it. I just didn't really talk to people, didn't make many friends. It was hard, you know, it was hard. I had I think I had about maybe a couple months left of college, and I got bullied, and I thought, you know what, I've had enough. I'm gonna leave. So I did. I left, and I joined a training program instead, where I met my ex, and then, yeah, things from there. You know, my ex and I had my son together. I'm currently engaged to someone else who my son likes to call daddy instead because his dad's not really around. It weren't my choice, I think, for him to make. You know, that's his choice. He's old enough. So if anyone wants to say out, you know, Not really your business, I suppose, but still. Anyway, so where was I? Right. The reason why I'm doing this is growing up, I had epilepsy, I had asthma, I had learning problems. What it ended up being, as we found out when I was about 19, 20, was I'm autistic. Yeah, I've got autism. It's, wait, I think it's called SCD, which is Social Communication Disorder, right? So basically, I'm rather high on it, actually. Sorry, that's my phone. So, yeah. I has moments when I blank out. I have anxiety attacks. I can't do large crowds. I hate being at parties. I really do. Because of my autism. And the reason why I'm speaking about it is my ex is part of it. Right? He makes my anxiety worse. I'm not going into it, really. But what I will say is, not only does my anxiety get worse, but he just thought it was just, a label for some people. And I suppose it is, in a sense. But do you know something? To me, it's not. It's about, I had to grow up with this and I didn't even know about it. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they don't get diagnosed until they're a lot older. But that doesn't change anything. It doesn't mean they're any different than they were. One of my cousins stopped talking to me because I told her, actually, I'm autistic. And she was like, oh, okay, bye. I'm like, really? Nice. So, yeah. Ended up being like that, unfortunately. And since then, I've done pretty well. I was a single mum for a little bit. I did alright. I've recently got my own place, Autism it's difficult for me to explain, really, but I'll do my best. From the way I see it, I'm no different to anyone else. Yes, I have anxiety. Yes, I panic. And sometimes I struggle, when I'm having a panic attack, I struggle breathing and focusing. But besides that, I'm not really different to anyone else. I'm in a relationship, I'm a mum, I'm happy, I've got friends, I've got a lot of things going for me, I suppose. But, see, the autism's kind of touching on my being bullied. Because you see, when I got bullied, how do I say this? How do I say it without saying names? When I got bullied, it weren't all physical, There was a couple of moments where it was, I will admit that. But it was mainly people calling me names, pointing out that, okay, during secondary school, I was a little bit, like overweight and stuff. But something, it doesn't really seem like that. Oh, sorry, I accidentally paused the button then. It doesn't seem like that. It just seems like people were laughing at me for one reason or another. It still happens, unfortunately. Some people don't grow up. And obviously that means you lose friends. Whether. Those kind of people you don't need. So, if I do vlog a little bit more, I'll probably talk more about my being bullied situation, my anxiety problems, my autism, how I cope with it, and I'll probably discuss a few other things, but you'll probably come across my drawings. I do like drawing, I do enjoy that. I can sing a little bit, so I might put on some singing vlogs. I don't know. I'm gonna like work on it. Okay. Sorry about all the lights and everything. I'm gonna work on it. Okay. That's the thing. I'm gonna work on it. And you know, this is basically my way of being more constant, being a lot better than what I am, and kind of making people aware that, you know, just because there's not many girls who either has it or hasn't been diagnosed yet doesn't mean girls don't have it. You know, a lot of people has autism. Let's be honest. There's different spectrums, different ends of the spectrums and that. And, you know, there's a few of us. I've got a few relatives that have it. But you know something, it doesn't change them. It doesn't change me. I've got friends that have it. It doesn't really affect us more than what we do. I have actually considered maybe making my own kind of group with them. I don't know. I will discuss it with them. Depends. It depends. It truly does. If I go a bit silly with my voice or whatever, it's because I do actually, when it's just me, I do practice, you know, changing my voice and everything. The reason for that is I used to enjoy drama. I gave it up, unfortunately. I gave that up and I took up art instead. I can already draw. But yeah, I think that's about it really. So sorry it's not a long vlog, I think. Long video, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, see you later. Bye. Thanks for listening.